recording music is really difficult at the moment. It's kind of like you have this really fantastic dream. You know when you wake up and you're fresh with this dream and it's all really vivid and really beautiful and slightly larger than life. It's a little bit like that, except when you try and communicate this dream, you kind of don't have the words. Or if you do, it sounds really crap and doesn't give the dream justice, you know? Like the plot of The Catcher in the Rye. You know, a guy gets kicked out of school and spends a few days in New York. Doesn't necessarily lead itself to, oh my god, this is effing sad. So you don't have the words to describe how beautiful and wonderful this dream / soundscape is, or this piece of music. But then you try and draw it. You really want to communicate this dream to the world, and you try and draw it, and the outlines are a bit wonky, and the colours aren't as vivid as you imagine them. And to be honest, you know, your artistic skills are pretty lackluster. So all you can do really is go, that point to like another piece of art or whatever, you know, that contains like an element, like a nugget of what you're trying to aim at. But it's not entirely what you're trying to aim at, you know, that's somebody else's dream realised, it's somebody else's ideas made solid, made beautiful. Somebody else has given that to the world, and now you have to find your own. I've got a lot of pieces of music in my head. They're jumbling around like lots of radios on at once. I want to share one with you now, you know, just trying to realise this thing. It starts out with lots and lots of Rickenbacker guitars. I've got a real soft spot for Rickenbacker guitars because they feel really warm and woozy, and it's a little like, you know, you're in a meadow or a field or something, on a summer's afternoon, and it's just starting to get dark, and you're there with your lover, and you're just lying there and looking at the sky, and you're just so content with everything. You know, you've got this really warm feeling. It's kind of like, you know, after a long day, you just soak in the bath, and there are all these scented candles around, and you just have that beautiful feeling of But they kind of fade into something similar to that middle bit of Rhapsody in Blue. Now, Rhapsody in Blue is this really wonderful piece by Gershwin. He wrote it in 24, I believe. It starts out with an oboe, I believe, and then gets slightly faster and faster and faster and faster, and until, you know, at the sort of 10-minute mark, it just drops. All these swells of strings come in, but I don't want the strings to do it. I kind of want the Beach Boys to do it, because their voices together, it really adds to that sort of beautiful exhale. Really lovely horns come in, and everything's really smooth and woozy and nice and lovely. And then some synth pads come in. The whole scene feels like it's been dipped in audible honey. Then out of nowhere, like this ragtime piano thing comes along, and it's a little bizarre because it's so much faster than everything else. It's like double, quadruple time, and it kind of sort of goes along with it, but a few notes like really jar. They really don't agree with the rest of what's going on. And then some chord organ comes in, and the chord organ is very percussive. It's sort of like someone banging their fingers down on the keys, and this chord organ and this honky-tonk piano almost drown out the other stuff that's going on, and it kind of attacks you. And to kind of finish the whole job off, this big slab of white noise just comes in, and it's a little bit like a whale song and a train belting down the tracks, you know, very, very insistent. But you can still hear the chord organ and the honky-tonk piano at the top of it, but you can't hear anything else. And there are all these radio samples going on, and the whole scene gets really claustrophobic and kind of paranoid. And then adding to that kind of maelstrom is really dark surf guitar, like sort of James Bond-esque. It's very frightening stuff. and every so often, this surf guitar just kind of collapses. You know, the noise below it just kind of envelops it like a sort of monster at sea. On top of all of that, lots and lots of church organs, lots and lots of them, but kind of like fed through like a whammy pedal. You know, they all come in and just overpower everything else. And then an orchestra with lots of strings and the brass from earlier, it comes in like too quick to kind of dance to, and goes faster and faster and faster and faster, and it's like it's coming out to eat you. It's really terrifying music, but then all of a sudden it kind of collapses under the weight of itself, and it explodes, and you hear little shafts of the Beach Boys and Rickenbacker guitars and all those things that are really, really nice and woozy at the beginning, and this all sort of fly out. I wish I could put this down as a piece of music that I'd be really proud of, but I can't. I really don't have the capabilities right now. I will see you at some point in the near future.